So it's just a little after 5 in the morning, and I'm on my way to Nashville. I've got about 30 minutes of a thing I've got to do while I'm in Nashville at the airport before I head back. But that thing is really important to me, so I'm going to do it. But you know, it's early, and I need coffee.
Yeah, venti white mocha with an extra shot. What else?
That'll be all. Thank you.
All right, 631.
For those of you who don't live in the United States, the drive-through window is really kind of remarkable. We have them for everything. America is so built around the car that we don't even have to get out of it to go shopping.
Good morning, 631.
Thank you.
Mr. Chipper white mocha. There you go.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Well, it's not Grinder House. So I was talking to somebody the other day about my upcoming trip, and just kind of out of the blue, they asked, "Aren't you afraid?" And I was a little taken aback by that, because the notion of, am I afraid to go to Europe? Well, you might as well have asked me, am I afraid to go to Ohio? Of course I'm not afraid to go to Europe. Why would anybody be afraid to go to Europe? And so, just out of I don't know, I just asked the question, why? Why would I be afraid of this person? And they began to give me a response, and the response was very sincere. I mean, it was very urgent, but very non-specific. Essentially, it boiled down to some kind of argument about being afraid of other places, of strange places, of other people, and somehow other people in other places who don't like Americans, and you go there and they do bad things to you, and that's scary. And while they were obviously very concerned and very sincere, I just could not in any way relate to what they were talking about. I thought about that for a little while, and I sort of came to this realization that there is a lot of this kind of non-specific existential fear in the world. There are things in the world that you do need to be fearful of and concerned about, but those fears need to be planted in like real life evidence. Are there things to be concerned about? Sure. You know, the wings could fall off the airplane. I could not look when I'm crossing the street and get hit by a car. I could drown while swimming. I could choke on a piece of meat. The possibilities of harm are endless, but there's no greater probability of those things happening over there than over here, and I'm just not afraid. And just for the record, I'm not afraid of death. I was dead for millions of years before I was born, and I wasn't the slightest bit troubled by it. So in the end, if I could give anybody a piece of advice, it would be, don't be afraid. And if you do find yourself with fear, use that feeling as a trigger to do some self-examination and decide if that fear is really justified in the moment, or if it's based on incomplete information. And if it is based on incomplete information, take the time to learn about what it is you are afraid of. And you may find that your fears are completely unjustified, or you may find that no, there really is a real danger here and I should take care. But at least now you're making decisions based on evidence rather than just mindless fear. For example, we should all be very afraid of heart disease, and we should use that fear as a motivator to do things in our life to mitigate that. Of course, you have to balance that off with the fact that you have these long-term threats versus short-term pleasures, and well, yeah, that's a whole other discussion.